Have you ever felt like you're living someone else's life? Like you're sitting in the passenger seat instead of the driver's seat, watching the scenery outside your window unfold without really being in control. It's a common feeling, that sense of disconnect between who you are and who you could be. But what if I told you that you already have everything you need to take charge? What if you realized that you're not just another person trying to get through life, but actually the emperor of your own life, and it's time for you to take the throne? Understanding your own power. Let's get real for a moment. Understanding your own power isn't easy. It takes courage to look at your life honestly and recognize that you are the one holding the reins. But when you do, something amazing happens. You start to see that every choice, every decision, every moment is an opportunity to rule your life with wisdom and purpose. Today, we're going to talk about how to embrace that power, how to truly become the emperor of your own life. Before we begin, please subscribe and tap the notification bell so you never miss out on more amazing videos like this. Let's get started. Mastering your morning. Have you ever noticed how your whole day seems to flow from those first few moments after you wake up? It's not just about whether you got enough sleep or if you're running late, it's about something deeper. The way you choose to begin each day sets the tone for everything that follows. And if you're going to rule your life like an emperor, you need to start with a morning worthy of one. Think about this for a moment. Have you ever rushed through your morning, skipping breakfast, barely awake as you check your phone, and then wondered why you felt off balance all day? That's not how an emperor starts their day. That's not how someone who values their time and energy greets the morning. Let's talk about what it means to really own your morning. Creating a morning ritual. Marcus Aurelius, a true emperor and Stoic philosopher, understood this perfectly. He knew that the quality of your thoughts shapes the quality of your life. And where do these thoughts begin? In those crucial first moments of consciousness, when you're deciding what kind of day you're going to have. This isn't just about having a routine, it's about creating a ritual that reinforces your sovereignty. Let's break this down into something practical. Your morning isn't just about getting ready for the day, it's about preparing yourself to rule. Start with 3 simple actions that require minimal willpower but create immediate positive momentum. 1. Make your bed. This might seem small, but it's your first act of bringing order to your domain. 2. Hydrate your body. Whether it's water, tea, or coffee, make it intentional. 3. Take 5 minutes of complete quiet. No phone, no TV, no input, just you sitting with your thoughts, like a ruler contemplating their kingdom. These aren't just habits, they're declarations of intent. Each one says, I am in control. I choose how this day begins. And when you start making these choices consciously, something shifts. You're no longer just going through the motions, you're actively shaping your reality. But besides shaping your reality, you also need to shape the physical vessel you experience that reality in your body. Movement as a morning ritual. Think about this. After waking up, your body has been still for hours. And just like a car that's been sitting in cold weather, it needs time to warm up. Take 20 minutes to walk or move. It's not just about exercise, it's about awakening your entire system. Whether it's gentle stretching that helps you reconnect with your body, a brisk walk that gets your blood flowing, a more intense workout that energizes you. Movement is your body's way of saying, I'm ready for what's ahead. Notice how different you feel after moving. The fog lifts, your mind becomes sharper, and suddenly the day's challenges don't seem quite so daunting. This isn't just about physical health, it's about starting your day from a place of strength and vitality. Nourishing your mind. Just as your body needs movement, your mind craves nourishment. Dedicate another 20 minutes to reading, writing, or learning. These aren't just tasks to check off, they're investments in your intellectual growth. Maybe you spend this time journaling about your thoughts and aspirations. Read works that inspire and challenge you. Learn something new that expands your horizons. Think of this time as a conversation with yourself and the great minds that have come before you. The Stoics understood that true growth comes from consistent, deliberate practice. When you engage your mind first thing in the morning, you're not just consuming information, you're building mental resilience that will serve you throughout the day. Creating a plan of action. Remember the last time you felt completely overwhelmed by your day? Chances are, it wasn't just about having too much to do, it was about not having a clear plan of action. Take 20 minutes in the morning to review your goals. Organize your tasks. Set your intentions while the day is still fresh and full of potential. Don't think of this as rigid scheduling, it's about creating clarity and purpose. When you know what matters most and have a plan to achieve it, you move through your day with intention rather than reaction. Here's the truth: the world will always try to steal your morning. Emails will ping, notifications will flash, and the urgent will try to overshadow the important. But protecting this time isn't selfish, it's necessary. Think of it as creating a sanctuary for yourself, a space where you can focus on what truly matters before the day's demands begin to pour in. Time management, reclaiming your life. If you don't use your time wisely, you may find yourself lying in bed at night, scrolling through your phone, wondering where the day went. Maybe you started with grand plans, deadlines to meet, projects to complete, goals to chase. But somehow, the hours slipped away. You're not alone. We've all been there, trapped in that cycle of knowing we should use our time better but feeling powerless to change our habits. But what if I told you that your relationship with time doesn't have to feel like a constant battle? Understanding how to manage your time isn't just about productivity, it's about reclaiming your life. It's about building a relationship with time that feels empowering rather than overwhelming. Breaking free from reactive mode. The first step in mastering time management is to stop being too reactive. If you're constantly responding to other people's emergencies, always putting out fires, and never finding time for what truly matters to you, ask yourself, are you managing your time, or is time managing you? Living in reactive mode feels like being caught in a storm, doesn't it? Your phone buzzes with notifications, your inbox fills up faster than you can empty it, and your to-do list seems to grow exponentially. When was the last time you sat down to work on something important to you? Maybe that business idea you've been dreaming about, or that creative project that lights you up, only to find yourself derailed by urgent requests from others. They're supposed to be tools that serve you, not masters that control you. But somewhere along the way, many of us have lost that balance. We've become like someone in a toxic relationship, constantly checking our devices out of habit or anxiety rather than genuine need. Think about how you feel after spending hours scrolling through social media, that empty, slightly guilty feeling. It's your inner wisdom telling you that this isn't how your time was meant to be spent. But just like breaking free from any unhealthy relationship, changing your technology habits requires awareness, intention, and a solid plan. Start by creating technology-free zones in your day. Maybe it's the first hour after you wake up or the last hour before bed. Perhaps it's during meals or when you're spending time with loved ones. These boundaries might feel uncomfortable at first. You might even experience that anxious pull to check your phone. But stick with it, the peace you'll find on the other side is worth the temporary discomfort. However, be mindful of your level of discomfort, don't let it get too high. Here's a truth that might be hard to swallow: constantly pushing yourself without proper rest isn't productivity, it's self-sabotage. Just like a toxic relationship where you're always giving and never receiving, running yourself ragged will eventually lead to burnout. Strategic recovery, whether through exercise, meditation, quality sleep, or simply doing things you enjoy, isn't a luxury, it's essential. Think of it like recharging your phone. You wouldn't expect your phone to run indefinitely without charging, so why do you expect that from yourself? Schedule downtime with the same intentionality as you schedule work. Block out time for activities that rejuvenate you. This isn't selfish, it's necessary. Because when you're well rested and energized, you bring your best self to everything you do. Your relationship with time is one of the most important relationships you'll ever have. It affects every aspect of your life: your work, your relationships, your personal growth, and your peace of mind. Just like any relationship, it requires attention, care, and constant nurturing. Start small. Choose one area to focus on first. Maybe it's creating morning boundaries with your phone or blocking out 1 hour each day for your most important work. Notice how having clear boundaries actually creates more freedom within them. Remember, this isn't about perfection, it's about progress. You deserve a relationship with time that feels empowering, so make it happen as the emperor of your life. But time isn't the only thing you, as emperor, have to monitor. There's also your health. Have you ever noticed that tension in your shoulders before a big meeting? That knot in your stomach when you're faced with a tough decision? These aren't just random sensations, they're your body's intelligence trying to communicate with you. And if you're constantly ignoring these signals, you're missing out on crucial data about your mental state. Let's be honest, most of us go through life on autopilot, pushing aside our physical responses and telling ourselves we'll deal with them later. But here's the truth, your body is like a sophisticated early warning system. That tightness in your chest during important conversations? It's telling you something. That subtle irritation crawling under your skin when someone interrupts your flow? That's data. Think about this for a second. How often do you actually pause to notice what's happening in your body? Most people push through discomfort until it becomes unbearable. They ignore the subtle signs until they turn into blaring alarms. But what if you could catch these signals early? What if you could use them to make better decisions and understand yourself more deeply? This isn't about changing your emotions, it's about understanding them. Start paying attention to your patterns. When do you feel most overwhelmed? What situations consistently trigger strong reactions? If you're constantly feeling drained after certain interactions or environments, that's not random, it's a pattern asking to be noticed. Use a journal or app to monitor your key metrics: sleep quality, mood, productivity, exercise. Look for patterns. What conditions lead to your best days? Remember, you can't be an effective ruler if your kingdom is crumbling. Your body is your primary domain, and it requires consistent care and attention. Of course, we can't talk about our physical environment without also talking about money. Think about your relationship with money for a moment. When was the last time you made a financial decision that wasn't driven by immediate needs or fears? So many of us operate from a place of scarcity, treating money like a necessary evil rather than a tool for building the life we want. But here's the truth, your financial health is intimately connected to your personal sovereignty, and it deserves the same thoughtful attention you'd give to any other aspect of your life. The Stoics understood something profound about wealth. Seneca, who was a wealthy man, wrote extensively about the relationship between money and wisdom. He didn't condemn wealth. Instead, he emphasized using it as a tool for good while remaining detached from its pursuit. This balance is exactly what we need to cultivate in our modern lives. Maybe you've faced financial challenges in the past: debt, job loss, or significant medical expenses. Instead of seeing these as failures, view them through the lens of Stoic philosophy. Each challenge is a chance to demonstrate resilience, to learn, and to adjust your strategy. Let's bring this back to the concept of personal sovereignty. Every financial decision you make is either expanding or contracting your freedom to live authentically. When you choose to save instead of spending impulsively, you're investing in your future freedom. When you take time to learn about investing or investigate other ways to gain resources, you're strengthening your position as the ruler of your own life. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect. Look at your choices, financial and otherwise, through the lens of sovereignty. Ask yourself, did my decisions today bring me closer to or further from my goals? Am I building an empire of lasting value, or am I chasing temporary satisfaction? Life is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about making consistent, wise choices that align with your long-term vision. The key is to approach it with patience and strategy. In the end, it's all about freedom. Emotional freedom, like building an empire, is a journey that unfolds one choice at a time. Each moment presents an opportunity to practice the ancient wisdom of the Stoics: to respond rather than react, to choose wisdom over impulse, to find strength in stillness. As we wrap up, I want you to imagine something. Picture yourself at the end of your day, standing at your window, looking out over your domain, your kingdom, your life. Feel the profound sense of peace that comes from knowing that today, you ruled your inner empire with wisdom. Every emotion you experienced wasn't a disruption to your peace, but an opportunity to practice mastery. With every challenge, you demonstrated your freedom to act. Think about the Stoic thinkers who came before us. They understood that true power isn't found in controlling the world around us, it's found in mastering our inner world. They knew that emotional freedom isn't about suppressing our feelings, but about choosing our response to them. This is the art they practiced, and it's the art we continue to refine today. Forget perfection. The Stoics taught us that progress, not perfection, is the path to wisdom. Each day is a new opportunity to practice emotional mastery, to strengthen your inner sovereignty, to build an empire of peace within yourself that no external circumstance can shake. If these ideas resonated with you, share them with someone who needs to hear them. Drop a comment below about your journey toward emotional freedom. What challenges are you facing? What victories have you achieved? Your story might be exactly what another person needs to hear in their own journey toward inner mastery. Remember, you are the emperor of your world. Every moment is a chance to practice the art of Stoic wisdom. Make every day count. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more videos about ancient wisdom and modern mastery. Until next time, rule your inner empire with wisdom, strength, and the unshakable peace that comes from inner freedom.